to succeed in the Haitian community, you have to succeed first outside. And then when you come in already successful, then it's better to bring the people along than if you think you're gonna be growing and be successful within the community, it's gonna be hard. Why is that?
Guys, let's be real. How is it possible someone come into somebody's country that kill your president and then all of a sudden you acting like you didn't know it was happening? I guarantee you that if you and I start talking about some crazy stuff right now, the FBI will start tapping my phone. So you tell me they were planning somebody's death on your soil that you didn't realize it? Come on now, what happened to your technology?
Do you realize, like, when they go back home, like, I'll take Nigerians, for example, right? They go back home for a long period of time, right? It's like that time for them to connect and enjoy and really just, like really enjoy their land. So it's kind of, there's more of a tie to this, like a connection to it. Yeah, it's a connection to the land.
This is going to be one for the book. Welcome back to our episode, Mind Your Wellness, MYW family. We are so excited to be back for this episode. We're going to talk about our culture. We're going to talk about Haiti. We're going to talk about how we can begin to change our culture and if there's any hope for us at all as a people. Look at Dr. Bailey's there already doubting about our capacity to be an important, a rich and meaningful culture. So you are in for the ride. Okay, all right, let's start. So I have an icebreaker. What is your fondest memory of Haiti? I'll start with Dr. Belize.
Let me tell you, I have a very deep love for this place, man. And that's why when you love something so bad, that love can translate into frustration when you cannot have it. And that's why I detest the Haitian Negroes with a passion, the house Negroes that kidnap, hijack the country. All right, so I remember growing up in Haiti in Port-au-Prince. We were in a little place called Carrefour, and we used to go to the countryside from Fond des Nègres, and as you drive in, the sea is on both sides, and you go on top of the camion, Conte. No, not the camionette. It's the Conte. The Conte is more like
a pickup with
it's
back.
the big one.
Oh, you can go on top of it.
You go on top of it.
And it's colorful.
Yes.
Okay.
You sit on top of it, and then they're going like 100 miles per hour. And you little kids, they're holding pong. I remember that. There's no seatbelt up there. And then you go on top of the mountain. They're going like they're crazy. That's one of the things that I remember going to the countryside on that. And good memories, man. I love that place. But I'm very critical of it now because of a lot of things.
Of what's going on. I completely understand. What about you, Belle?
For me, I mean, okay, I have some good memories, but because I was so sheltered in Haiti, I mean, you kind of know this, Patricia.
Yeah.
I was so, I didn't really go out much. It's sad, but
Bless your heart.
But what I do know is that I had great memories within the community I was in because I was, I grew up in Dikini. And I was literally, I grew up
you had that green uniform at the. Yes. You see,
so I grew up inside of Una. So basically, literally inside of the gates.
Yes.
Simon
Kaime.
Oh yes, exactly. That's exactly what it is. Well, let me tell you something. No. She was the, I would say, even though I was also little, but you were like the French cousin.
Yeah,
like when I go to Port-au-Prince, because they spoke French so fluently. Now I don't understand how you have forgotten everything.
You forget everything.
But Obel used to be the French cousin. So intense. Yeah.
No, but yeah, for my memories, it's just being in church and really just going to those different activities because we were busy, right? It was like going to church and then you have the Aramako and Gia. I don't know if you guys know what that is. Kind of like
Yeah.
It's like what is it in English? Pathfinders. There you go.
Pathfinders, okay.
Pathfinders.
Yeah, yeah.
And you used to have the camps.
Oof.
And then you used to have the soirée créative, which is
Mashallah
where
piece.
you do the that mashallah piece, or you do the soirée where you play,
Yeah.
at night, and you do the little Haitian games.
Girl, don't get me going, please.
I
I'm mashing
know,
free tie
I
you,
know.
man.
My
Mashing
And you go to the
free tie.
magic.
Oh my
So, oh my gosh.
God, mercy.
No barrière. I'm gonna start speaking Creole. You know when you
Oh,
talk about
yeah,
something like
yeah.
you're passionate. When you go up in the barrière, like the first gate, they would have like the pâté cordé,
Ay, ay,
the
ay.
pâté cordé with the beef inside of it.
Oh my goodness.
Lord have mercy.
Oh my
It's
God.
just yeah.
Anyway.
I miss
Haiti
the free
is such
tie.
a
I miss
beautiful
the free
place. Like
tie.
I wish I can say I have a home to go back to. So I
You're
grew up
homeless.
with.
Are you saying you're homeless?
Look at this. Look
It
at
feels
this.
like it, Dr. JC. But I have hope. I have
You have hope.
that one day I'll go back to
Hope is
my
delayed.
mother's or my father and my mother's home.
Hope
and
can be
enjoy
delayed
Haiti.
depression at times.
Okay, all right.
Oh, no, we're
Amen.
gonna get into this, Dr. JC. No, we're gonna get
You
into
know what? I
this.
miss the free tie too.
Yeah.
But I think what I miss the most about my fondest memory of Haiti was going on vacation in Pomago.
lucky,
It's
man.
like the mountain, waking up in the morning, and then just like the pure and fresh air. And one thing, and I think I talked about it already through your podcast way back when. My fondest memory was going and bathe at the river
Wow.
with
Yeah.
no, like it was like one of the most careless thing that you do.
Yeah.
And it's just like wide in the open, like nobody cares. We're just like young girls, and then we just like bathing, and you have people just sitting down and just observing, and people just passing, like going through, doing their things with their merchandise, passing through, and it's just like nobody's afraid that something's gonna happen to you. You're gonna get kidnapped or anything like that. So and also I miss the moment of just walking to school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I used to just walk to school every morning. And you just walk, and I'm realizing now that I used to walk 30 minutes every morning. And it was not a thing. And I enjoy it. And sometimes you have friends on the wood, and then you're just walking down
just
to
walk
school
with
and
them.
coming back home, and it's fine.
I remember
Yeah.
we would walk. My brother and I walked together, but he will walk faster at times. But he can't get home before me because he'll get in trouble. So he would wait for
Wait
me,
for you.
before to get into the house, so we can all get
get
home
in
together.
together.
And it's all the culture, man. We have such a beautiful culture way of doing business.
do.
Yeah, man. It's don't get me going.
You
And
already
the question
so
is-
sad.
The question is, do we want to change the culture or do we want to change the country?
You know something? I'm hoping. Well, we don't want to change we don't want to change the good thing about the culture, but there's also the negative aspect of our culture, of the
Right.
things that we need to unlearn.
Yeah.
Like the constant lateness and the constant bad customer service.
Oh.
And I think we got into it a little bit, but I think let's start at the economic level. Of the basic things that we have that we can use, even when we have, like, you have the Timashan, when they have the commerce and things, those things can kind of just get the economy going. So why isn't these things working for us?
Well,
I think it's the crab mentality.
Crab mentality. What do you mean by crab mentality?
We are trying to survive. I think I feel like the state of our people is they're only seeing survival, and they're in that it's as if you can't get there, because if you get there for some reason, I won't be able to
but isn't that human?
accomplish
Minus the
what
time.
I want to accomplish. It's like I feel like it's like we're stuck in that. Obviously, I feel like we're still stuck in that slave mentality where it's like the people that used to come take from us, and we're so used to the master taking from us and everybody taking from us, that when our own people are trying to advance our country, or trying to advance so that they can help us, we look at it as more of a threat, and that kind of build mistrust, where it creates this sort of, I don't know, like
Because it always seems like we have a ceiling. We can we can never go past that level.
past
There's
that
always
level.
like
Yeah.
a limitation
And
over your head.
it's crazy because you'll be seeing a lot of successful Haitians, but you don't see them in the Haitian community. Right? Even
Let me-
wherever they are, they're everywhere, right? But they're not
In the Haitian,
in that
Let me-
matter of
Haitian
fact,
circle
sorry,
or
remember what you were
community.
gonna say. Matter of fact, somebody told me, and he has a son who's very successful, and he said he doesn't want him to get into the Haitian community just yet, because to succeed in the Haitian community, you have to succeed first outside, and then when you come in already successful, then it's better to bring the people along than if you think you're going to be growing and be successful within the community, it's going to be hard. Why is that?
The going back to what you're saying, my gosh, yeah, loaded. Is it the survival aspect of things that you talked about? Is it just human being or is it just Haitian? Let me ask you a question. You know, if we going as a gentleman, we going somewhere, I open the door for you, right? Let's say that we're going to that place and there's 3 bottles of water, and I need water, you need water. I know there are 3 bottles of water in there. I'll open the door and let you go in because I know there's an extra one for me. But if I know that there's 1 bottle of water and we have 2 people behind me, do you think I'm gonna sit here and I need that water to save my child the same way you need that water to save your child? Do you think I'm gonna sit here, open the door for you and let you go in? Because survival.
Right.
We all animals.
We all have it.
We have to look. We have that survival instinct. When you put me in a position where I have to continuously look for survival, it becomes my priority.
Right.
Right? We have to eat first, then we philosophize. That's what the ancient philosophers say.
You're right.
But if I keep you in a state where you always have to look for food, then you don't get to go to that next level. You don't get to think about the other man when I have to eat. You see what happens during hurricane season at Costco?
It was, right.
We
The
short on
shelves are
this.
empty.
We short on this. We need to hurry up.
ridiculous.
It's nasty. It's human nature. Now, as far as Haiti is concerned, will it ever change? In my work, let me tell you, I love that place. I do extensive work in Haiti. I used to work side by side with the university there. I see a lot of students there. Up till now, I still do virtual classes with some of the schools there. I love the place. I'm also realistic about it. In my work, in everywhere I go somewhere, I want to observe Haitian, whether it's in Miami, in Paris, wherever I go, I want to observe the way we do things. Okay? What I do in my work, I look at Haitians into 3 different categories. I said the Haitian, the Reformed Haitian, and the cultural Haitian. The Haitian is the one that in the true sense that is pure, is raw, is that one.
Yeah.
The Reformed Haitian is one that was born a Haitian, but he realized, you know what? I need to change the way I do business because the society cannot function that way. He become reformed. The cultural Haitian is one that was born in Paris, born in one of those places in the United States somewhere. They hear about Haitian culture. They hear about Dieu and Sospoa Griot. They love it. And they have a superficial love for the whole thing. But they don't know what it is to deal with black eye, not to deal with all those knucklehead Haitians.
Yeah.
These are the 3 ones. The first one, Haitian, they're house Negroes. You can do anything with them.
No, you can't.
And the point that I make, I'm going to go on that one. The point that I make on those Haitians, they are so contagious. If you kill them, you better not bury them here because they're going to contaminate the whole thing. So there's nothing you can do with them. You cannot drop them in the
ground.
yes, you can even drop them in the ocean because that's how you cannot do with them. That's the reason why when you have the Haitian in the true sense, the cultural one that's thinking of reform, he's going to kill you.
That's true.
So now what happened, you have that group, they're the one who is negotiating, they become your leaders. They become your president. They become your this. They become your that. They have a monopoly on all those things. They're the one negotiating with DC. They're the one negotiating with Paris on your behalf. But they're house Negroes whose only intention is to see, can you give me an extra $1 million? I'll kill Jovenel for you if you can do this.
So would you say that this is our ceiling, like the house Negro? So you're saying that the people who are the true core Haitians are the ones actually setting the limitation on the culture?
Yes, as I define it in academic terms, the true one, they feel that, you know what, I am not gonna allow capitalism to take place. If you have a business, I'm gonna send my gang members to kidnap you. They're the one who feel like, hey, I'm gonna go to the voodoo priest to Onga so I can kill you. They're the one with all those guys. They become senators. Some of them barely know how to read. Let's be honest. Become senators, and what they want to do is to hoard everything that the country has to offer. They're the one who've been in power.
But I want to challenge that thought a little bit, because this also, we kind of just given the, I mean, I understand government has power, but we kind of just giving the power to that one person on top. But when we go down within a community, you know, within a community where I live here and I have a little co-mess, like I'm selling my bread in here, and then you next door selling your bread, it's not even about the government. Like, can we can sustain a community.
I agree with you, but that's a Haitian too. That little comments that you say, you know what they do? M'tan nou nèg k'ap pale, gen deux machines pâté qui sont en zone, nan zone. Ou machine pâté a gen yon k'ap vend pâté, li même seulement yo vinn acheter pâté nan mel. L'autre machine pâté a tuer. That's a Haitian.
Yeah, they do that a
Li
lot.
tuyel. Et pas seul gouvernement, ma palom dou, they happen to be the one that are the leaders. They happen to be the church. Ou gen pasteur.
Yeah.
That is a Haitian. Li pa vle an assistant pastor.
Wow.
Yo gon tikaye yap konte l'argent la veli. Si ou ta going up this guy that give him a computer to eliminate that tikaye, yap met ou de yo. Because he's a Haitian in the true sense. The reformed Haitian that's coming with that computer can't work with him. Because like, man, forget it. I don't have time for you.
What do you think is the source of that problem? Like, what do you feel is
How
the
do we
reason?
change the mentality of the true Haitian?
How do we change the mentality of a true Haitian?
Of the true Haitian?
Is there hope for them?
Well, according to Dr. Bailey, there's no hope for them.
No, I want him to say it so I can challenge that.
No.
I want him to say it.
There are, what I've heard, kon seri de Haitien qui dit, pour système nan changer, c'est sou fiel moins pour yo passer. Meaning that, même les, ça veut dire, yo pas changer, yo pas quitter le changer. So,
Because it works for them.
yes, so, if we are to change it, there are some people that must die. Let's be real.
That's literally what it means.
That's what it means. So now there must be a revolution where the reform Haitians and the cultural Haitians could be the one leading the way in different ways, in different administrations. Now, you think the Haitians just gonna sit here and say, come, I'll let you take over? Huh? Let me tell you, you see when this whole thing happened with Biden, the Biden administration.
Right.
I was on the radio in Jacksonville. I said, you know what? That's fine. Yeah, Biden gonna give you the visa, but I guarantee you're not gonna get the passport. And then what happened? Haitian could not get passport from Haiti, so they could get a visa to come to the United States. The passport is about if the passport is $100, you can pay $10,000.
Yeah. They did increase the price, and all of a sudden that was
you still don't get it.
Yeah.
So the idea is that we have forces working against you, and some of those forces are within.
Yeah, but here's what I want us to do in this episode. Maybe let's indulge a little bit in a little dream. Let's go on a dreamscape or whatever.
Every time I'm trying to dream, I get nightmares.
There's a lot
You
of
get
people
a headache.
doing
I
work.
get nightmares.
No, because here here's the thing though. I'm looking at this negative side of it, and then I'm looking on the other side where I see somebody sent me a video a few weeks ago of a woman in Haiti giving microloans to Timashon, like parents and things, so they can start little businesses, and at the same time they're teaching children and how to plant tree. They're getting like a little community garden going, and that alone has been able to sustain the community where she is working. Okay. So I'm thinking, well, instead of just, blaming them and they for whatever they're doing and things like that, what if we start changing our culture within ourselves? Even for those of us who are in the United States.
The diaspora.
One thing that a person told me the other day, I don't remember, why is it that we can't find a high scale? I'm not saying that it doesn't exist for the people who goes to all Haitian restaurants. Why is it that I went on lunch with I went to lunch with a coworker, and we went to that cafe. It's just so beautiful. It's organized. Everybody's in line. You get your things. It's like muffin and cakes and all of the sort and stuff.
It belongs to a Reformed Haitian or
It's
cultural
not Haitian.
Haitian.
It's
Okay,
not. It's not Haitian.
Here we go. That's even worse.
Oh no!
It's not Haitian. It's not Haitian. She was saying, why is it that we can have something like that, even for us who have businesses like that in here? If you go to like a great restaurant, the customer service is still poor. The organization is still poor, even though we try to operate at that higher level.
Could it be lack of education in some ways, or
how come
or
like
is it
we
just-
don't all? What? It's like, so what? We're all miseducated.
Because
Like none of us doing business.
maybe it's just a mentality.
I think when you
they're
when
not-
you don't
they're Haitian.
demand better, you don't get any better. I think the people receiving services, they don't challenge those giving the services
There you
to up
go, yeah.
their
Kinda
game.
just accept
We
each
just
other.
Accept
we
it.
are very mediocre. We just accept it. Or pito nous la, pito nous l'aide nous la. You live with that type of mindset and
mentality.
whatever.
I know,
Okay,
I
pied
know,
bœuf pour pied
right.
bœuf, ma prend la caille pratique. It's just a bunch of nonsense.
Those proverbs be killing us.
You see what I'm saying? It's a bunch
Right,
of nonsense.
right.
So I agree with you. We need to do things individually. You educate the next kid that you can, if you can influence them as much as you can. But ultimately, we need to realize that if we want this place to change, there's a lot of people that ought to die.
Yeah, yeah.
So, in other words, you seeing that we need a bloodbath.
But I
And
don't
kill
even
all
want to
the
go.
corrupted
Something, I don't
people
even want
in
to
the
go
land?
there.
You're not gonna kill all of them.
Okay.
The reason why
so
The
how
key
would the
one-
change?
the reason why we're not gonna kill all of them is because once you set a couple of examples, the other one will fall in line.
That is true.
Okay. So do we
That
need a
is true.
dictator perhaps that will come in and like a Toto Makut, like
Well, you're trying to
back in
find
the day?
solution for something.
Because Haiti wasn't always like that. I mean, can we be honest? People used to. I remember, I was talking to like this older lady. She said that Haiti was always safe for her.
Yeah.
So now
it's
are
still
we
safe for
saying
some
that?
people
Are we not saying
to
that?
this day.
Are we not also giving some type of fault to the systemic or the American system that we also tend to hear people talk about, because we do understand that within ourselves we do have some barriers or
Right.
things that are preventing us from progressing, but are we also not also seeing the fault in the
Of
way
course.
that they are keeping us oppressed because of our independence or so-called?
I don't
So
know. I
I
don't know why.
do you feel like that has anything to do? Because for people that are, just doing the work in Haiti and trying their best to kind of help the country, but then right now with this gang system, who are giving those people
the guns.
access to those things? Qui Haiti ou pas qui get access to make mechanical guns and all of these things? How are they getting access to that? And how is that system created so that they can also use whatever it's giving to them to keep the country in that state, because they have to eat.
Well, I
So
don't
how
think.
can we also, you see what I'm saying?
Right,
So if you're
right.
creating, like you said, this environment where this person have no option but to kidnap the next person so they can eat.
Now, I think we need to separate those.
Yeah.
The people who are kidnapping, they're not kidnapping so they can eat. Because last time
Now they're killing
I looked at a
everybody for no
report. They
reason.
said that what's this guy, the other idiot,
Something.
Lamo Sanju is worth $22 million, American dollars. That is. Okay, so there's not just for now. There's a system in place. There's the work of somebody that is being done. We're not naive enough to say that the international community does not have something to play with what's going on.
Okay.
Because a successful Haiti is a threat to America. Let's be honest.
How so?
Yeah, I was gonna say, in what way?
How are we a threat? As a Caribbean culture, how are we a threat to America?
It's fair to say that the Haitian Negroes here contribute a lot to the American economy.
Well, that's true.
It's fair to say that there are a lot of African Americans that are tired with the system here. If you remember, Jean-Jacques Dessalines opened the door, say, hey, if a Negro can be free, you come here, you are, if you can run away from slavery, you're going to be free here. So can you imagine the Wakanda idea in Haiti? That now you have a successful black nation next door. We could have the military might. We can be independent. We can choose to be friends with the Russians if we want to. We can the Chinese can put their satellite on there if they want to. Now America is looking at you like, no, we can have that. The American embassy, I've told you guys before, is the fourth largest embassy in the entire world. Haiti has a lot of natural resources by all accounts that someone need to be occupying those things. It's not by coincidence that the areas that are the most violent areas, they are saying that they have the most natural resources. It's not coincidence.
My goodness.
So, and then let me ask you this. I know a lot of folks saying that, it's the international community, this and that, but who did they use? It was us, the Haitian Negroes, Michel Martelly, Jean-Bertrand Aristide. When Jean-Bertrand Aristide wanted to be back in power, it was Bill Clinton and Jean-Bertrand Aristide that negotiated their own contract to stop the national production of the rice in Latibonite and sell the rice from, what's that state that he's from? Arkansas. But since the Negro wanted to be in power so bad, then he destroyed the production of the Haitian rice and then promote this thing here.
It's the same
so it's the
story.
master and the house Negro that's working against the field Negro.
The same story. Yep. Nothing has changed.
It's the Clinton Foundation that was in charge of all that money. The gold, it was Michel Martelly and the Clinton, Hillary Clinton brother-in-law that's in charge of that gold, that natural resource thing to find the gold, the mines in Haiti. So it's always a house Negro right next to master.
The master.
But something though, I've heard of those, and we've heard of them, and they make sense to us. It's surreality and things, but I still feel like where we should be placing our hope is us as a community. Like I feel like not so much on the macro level. Let's just do the micro level where at the meso whatever, but at the community level where we can come together and do something that makes sense without messing it up, something that is organized.
We need to change the Haitian. The Haitian need to convert into a reformed Haitian, or the 10%, I think it's Du Bois that talk about the top 10% of the population need to step up and lead those that are not too bright. When I said not too bright, not academically.
No,
I mean
Follow.
the
Just
mentally
follow.
deficient. Okay, lead them and so hey, we can clean our streets. We don't need the government to do this for
exactly.
us.
Yeah.
We don't need the international. We can do those things. We can plant. We can cultivate the land. But the problem is, so many of us don't want to see the progress of our neighbor. And these are what I could describe as Haitians. They do it here in Miami. They do it everywhere. Your restaurant is doing better than mine. I can stand you. They even do it in the church.
We don't want our church next to theirs,
You're gonna unleash the beast right now.
You know what?
You're unleashing the beast.
Let's just Okay, let's go back on the
Every time I
positive
talk about
side.
Haiti, it's just like I have a burst of
I
emotion.
know, I know.
Like,
It's
so-
just like so mixed. You love it, you don't love it. We hate it. Whatever.
and it's just always the same
Here is the
thing.
thing. Here is what I want. Let me open up my world a little bit. Okay. I am Haitian descent or whatever. Yeah, I came here when I was 16. I'm raising children. I want them to know about my Haitian culture. I want them to know about the arts and then everything beautiful that we have. I'm also a Haitian business owner. I want to be able to help other Haitians without them messing up my business. So now I'm taking in my own worldview that the way that I can just use that little bit of power and influence that I have to change something within my community or my family where my children will still have some kind of awareness about my Haitian culture without sharing the mentality that's breaking all of us.
I mean, I think you'll do them a disservice without telling them that mentality.
I mean, I'm
because
gonna not
when
tell
you're
them.
when you're gone, you want them to continue the good work of destroying that mentality. If they're not aware of that mentality that is destructive to the tribe, then they are not aware. They cannot fight against it.
Right.
So, do you see what I'm saying? You can expose them to Haitian history, expose them their cultural Haitian, expose them to that. But I'm telling you, this place is not going to hell. It's hell.
We have to. Hey, I'm not saying that I'm never going to expose them to the reality, to the mentality, but I'm saying almost like uplifting the culture a little bit, and not so much so on what they did to us and how we're never gonna be able to redeem ourselves, and maybe we'll never be able to go back to Haiti or do something. But
Maybe we will.
But I something. I want us to start thinking of how Haitian is not just in Haiti. Because I want to be able to take my culture wherever I go.
Oh, yeah,
and
but
still
you-
maintain
No, but
that
Haiti is our
history.
home. As
Yeah.
a Haitian,
But whenever
the
you-
land
It's a
is what
home.
makes us.
The land, yeah.
The land is
the
what
land
makes
is,
us.
yeah.
I'm sorry, I have to disagree with
The
that.
land is.
The land
How so?
is.
And
it
you
is
know that's
because
our
You can
problem.
never
No.
go. What if you can
No,
never
because
go back
that's
to the
why
land?
do you
You know-
think if you look at even other cultures, Patricia, like if you look at other cultures,
Mm.
do you realize like when they go back home, like I'll take Nigerians for example, right?
Right.
They go back home for a long period of time, right? It's like that time for them to connect and enjoy and really just, like really enjoy their
Mm.
land. So it's kind of there's more of a tie to this, like a connection.
It's biblical
to
as
it.
well. You
Yeah,
see all these
it's a
prophets-
connection to the land.
Yeah.
It's not just I am Haitian wherever I
Yeah,
am. I
yeah,
represent
yeah. Right.
Haiti, but at the same time, it's like being home. It's like let's just take analogy. You wouldn't be comfortable just sleeping here because it's not your home, right? It's kind of the same thing.
Well,
You
it
feel
depends.
comfortable where you're at home.
Yeah.
And
it
Haiti
depends.
is
A lot
our
of-
home.
A
So
lot of Haitians are comfortable in the United States.
Well,
yes, but what I'm
Yes.
okay, I understand what what you're trying to get to, because you're saying that you shouldn't stop you not being home for you. You shouldn't stop the thought of, well, I'm not home, so I cannot accomplish different things or create a different.
It's not
home for
even
me.
that. It's the idea of repeating our history, like the things
Have-
that limit us.
Okay.
Have you-
It's the idea of the blaming and the guilt and all
Yeah,
of those
yeah,
things
yeah.
that are destroying
I
us and
understand.
keeping us. What about moving us forward? Like, how do we move ourselves forward?
I think
Okay.
I think we don't want I don't know that we are doing what we need to do to move forward. And I know I don't want government to be responsible for everything that we do, but
yeah,
government
exactly,
plays
yeah.
but government
Yeah.
plays a part into what we
plays a
do,
part,
shaping
but it's not-
Yes.
shaping what
Yeah.
we do.
Yeah, it's not
I don't know the folks who are leading us historically have been acting in the best interest of that island. They are acting for the best interest of DC, the best interest of Paris, and the best interest of all those masters. So, and that's something that we need to, guys, let's be real. Let's be real. How is it possible someone come into somebody's country, they kill your president, and then all of a sudden you acting like you didn't know it was happening? I guarantee you that if you and I start talking about some crazy stuff right now, the FBI will start tapping my phone. So you tell me they were planning somebody's death on your soil that you didn't realize it? Come on now. What happened to your technology?
There's a movie that's coming out about that. I hope they tell
But
the
at
truth.
the same
Really?
time,
Yeah,
but
I
the
can't wait to
guards,
watch it.
here's the problem. The guards that were at the compound, they were our fellow Negroes. Si, bam dou bagay,
House Negroes,
bam dou bagay.
they will kill you.
Si yon dan pa van nou, de yon pap ka achete ou.
Yeah.
That's what
That's
we
a
need
proverb.
to. That's what we need to understand. Have you ever go back to Haiti and there's the feeling, and I've heard a lot of people talking about when they go back to their homeland. Gon feeling ou santi nan airport la de pou bay la. It's something only the land can connect you with it. Gon griyo manje Haiti, ou te met manje griyo nan tout l'autre côté,
L'autre
pa
côté,
gen
bah,
gon griyo ou prend ti guave la. It's not the same.
It's not. Yeah. It's
Gon
not.
café, on sent café kap griye le samedi après-midi en Haiti.
Yeah.
There's one thing to be successful. It's another to be successful in your homeland. Ask LeBron James why he felt much more precious when he went back to Cleveland, when he won that second championship with Cleveland instead of Miami. Miami
Because
wasn't
it's
home.
different.
Miami was acquired through the the high of life. But Cleveland was the place of the struggle. This is the place I remember. I walked this block when I didn't have, didn't have anything to drive. My mom couldn't do this. Now I'm driving my Beamer in that same street. It's a different connection.
I guess I haven't gone back to Haiti since I came here, so
you
maybe
feel
that's
disconnected.
why. I think so.
And here's-
I think I feel disconnected to the place. And also I think to the trauma of the place. But I still want to retain the memories that I have of it, the everything that's good about it. But do I see myself as, like leading some kind of thing and then just like going into the community or addressing the governmental issues that are going on in all of these things? It's like I want to focus on the community and what I feel like I want to focus on the community and the things that I actually have access to, things that I can accomplish something that's gonna be meaningful long term.
To a certain extent, I actually agree with you. But now, what are we telling those people that are actually making those conscious effort?
It's good.
Going back to
It's
No,
good.
it is
to
good.
Haiti.
good.
It's a
and-
personal choice.
It's a good thing.
Yeah.
But we
It
need to
is.
start looking at changing. We want it to be a place. Someone bat mwen ka gon leta mka al pou li. That's what I'm talking about changing. A place that if I have a business here, kidnap ya pa ka voye man dem pou mpeye l pou mna business. That's what we call
Right,
changing.
right,
What we
right.
call changing is that
is.
I want to have a system where, you know what? If my child is sick, mba bezwe gen oken parent pou la l'hôpital. That's the change that we are talking about here.
Yes.
That's what I understand as change.
Yeah.
That in my own nan pays m'a pren deception. M'bezon passeport m'pa ka jwenn ni. That's what we need to do.
Yeah.
We're not talking about the small thing.
Yeah. We also need to decentralize everything, because why is it that you have to go to one part of the country so you can get things done?
It makes a lot of sense.
because of the fact that we just spoke about. Like, people are saying, well, there's only gonna be one.
yes,
Literally, you could only have one person be successful.
and
Because the moment you have competitors, it's a problem.
and not only that,
Competitors on getting your
how
your
can
passport.
I corrupt? Si nou fè $500 nan l'église d'aujourd'hui, à tout vin nan même, I have a better chance to steal all of it. But if $50 is made here, $50 is made there, $50 is made there, I don't have control over the whole thing. So when everything is centralized, the corruption is better. Racket la pi bon. Racket son profession en Haïti, vous connaissez ça? Do you know what racket is?
Yeah. I remember when I was
Do you know
coming
what
to the
racket
United
is?
States.
So can you imagine you tell those racket wap eliminate racket, yap to yo.
That's true.
So-
it's a real thing. It's a
so-
lot of some people. That's what they do.
Yes.
That's
And-
the life.
Yes.
It's crazy.
How does it work? Ou en charge avec moun ki pou fè pasport, et ou en charge ki pou fè pasport, m konnen ou,
Yeah.
pasport l'État dit kon sa l'État dwe fèt. Ma bon exemple, l'État dwe fèt $100, ou même ou réalize des supply and demand, tout moun bezon pasport. So fè, ou di kon sa ke, $5,000 pasport ye.
Et puis, ma
Qu'on y a
bonne,
moi-même, mon pas fait pour l'État,
sanction.
moi-même qui on moun connaît, me dit moun ça, ma passeport c'est $10,000. Me venir bon même qui mette directeur, directeur l'argent l'État qui paye, ou prend $5,000, not even a penny go to the government, et puis moi-même nous tout manger et puis malheureux ça même.
Et short of $5,000.
Short.
Yeah,
This is
and
sad.
we're talking about
So
passport,
sad.
but that's how it goes with everything in the country.
Very sad.
Anyway, I heard there's still places in Haiti that you can go to without having to worry about all of these
All of
other
these things,
things.
like
I heard
Ocap.
I don't know
I
if
heard
they're
Ocap.
lying. But
wanna go back.
I've seen those
I wanna go
videos of like
But here's-
there's like Ilavash or some
Yeah.
other islands.
But
that
here's
are
my
still,
problem. Can you imagine that you live in a place you cannot afford to be sick? Do you know how many people who died just because they
Because they
wanted?
couldn't go
They
to
can
the
There are
get the
medical
proper
doctors who died because they
healthcare.
couldn't get to the to the
doctors.
doctor.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah.
It's crazy.
I tell folks I cannot live in Haiti. Let me tell you why. Not peut-être pousser bagay. Because I cannot live in a society for me not to involve myself in the affairs of that society and talk about the injustice that's going on.
That makes sense. Yeah.
But I also understand if I go and do that, I know what's to come.
I know what's
so
waiting
that
for
therefore
you.
I cannot live there.
Yeah.
I pray for everybody that I see out there just going back to Haiti and doing the work. And I also wonder sometimes, like, you know, how are they protected? Obviously, if they're a believer, they have God on their side.
I
but
know, a
because it's
pastor
kind of
who's
like every
successful
time you
is in
see
Haiti.
people doing some kind of work in Haiti, I kind of feel like I'm almost afraid for them. Like you might be down the line. Don't go too hard.
A lot of
Yeah.
our
It's like have your
You're always
limits.
like,
Have
but
your
you know
limits.
something?
You
I
know,
used
there's
to
certain
feel-
things you can
But
and
don't you
cannot
used
do.
to feel like that when you were in I mean people were always afraid for us when we were in Haiti, but when we were living in it, because I remember I used to go to school and they were like burning tires and then like throwing bottles and all of these things, and you lived in it.
Yeah, but
You
it was
know?
different. What I've heard is I have a lot of friends who, you know, have businesses there. You have to pay the gang members. You
So you have to stay open.
you pay,
yeah, you meet on a payroll correctement like they're working for you.
Yeah, they work,
How
yeah.
the heck? You're not my
Gang members
employee.
are
I mean
Payrolls.
that happens in the US too.
Yeah, well,
Well, technically, it's more organized in the U.S.
but the notion that every month you have doctors with a clinic here that I have to put the gang members in my payroll. I can barely make enough money to pay my nurses.
Yeah. You know, let's end this on a positive note.
It's positive.
This is getting
It's
getting depressing.
I
That's
think
not the hope, you know.
Getting depressing.
I was hoping that we will just
Bring some hope. to
bring
our
some
people.
hope to our people and talk about the things that we can do. To
The things that we can do individually. 'Cause
individually,
'cause collectively
and I
seems
still
to not
think,
be
you know
working.
something. I still think that there are things like that can be done. I mean, maybe it's not gonna be changing the government and kicking the kidnappers out or you know doing
Burning them down.
whatever. But I still think that there are valuable lessons that we can retain from our history. I still believe that we can maintain a Haitian culture without being in the
course.
land,
Of course.
even though you're connected to it. You know, I still believe that our history should not be lost just because we've been oppressed and then we have all of these things going on for us, because we have a beautiful history. And sometimes I mean we'll play like the documentary of Haiti for my children, even though I do struggle with us like speaking fluent Creole at the house, because I do find myself revert to English. I don't know if it is because I spent so much time learning English trying to get it right, so I keep thinking in English. That's one thing that I would like to change. But I think these are like some of the things that we can do to make sure that we are preserving our culture. And that is within our capacity, changing the way that we do business,
I
changing
think so.
the way.
I think we can do that. I think we can tell
Yeah, right.
the next generation about the pride of the revolution. But I'm tired of history.
Melise.
The pride of the revolution. the pride of the revolution. The good things, great manners that we have.
Sorry.
No,
Are you okay?
Okay, don't
We can tell about the part of the revolution, the fact that the Louisiana Purchase, the role that we play in all those things.
Yeah.
Our ability to survive. I think these are all great qualities.
All of those things, right?
But at the end of the day, we got work to do.
A lot.
I think we
Yes.
need to individually, if you have a piece of land, plant some trees on that piece of land. If you find a Haitian who's a house Negro, trying to see if you could kind of help him move
their
to
mentality.
reform, but be careful, he might kill you. These are the things that you can do individually. Okay, if you here in the United States or wherever you are, just start treating people with respect. If you have a business, give good customer service.
Yeah, right. Right.
I end up speaking English with Haitians because I don't want to be mistreated.
Wow.
Because I get better treatment when you think I
When
don't
you
speak
speak English,
Creole.
when you, that is interesting.
Wow. It's the self-hate.
Well, that is.
You know,
I think it's
and
a
it's
I
not.
wouldn't call it self-hate because then I would be categorizing myself in. I would put
Well,
myself in that
yeah,
category.
but some
because
of
But that's
that's
the
very,
case.
it's a harsh reality.
There's a
yeah.
phenomenon in Haiti you do blanc because if you're doing something, if they give value to it, for
the-
blanc,
Yeah, the
For
blanc.
blanc
Yeah,
plutôt.
yeah.
I was with a fellow, he has a Haitian restaurant in this area. Monsieur dit comme ça depuis le temps de son haïtien que l'obligé par l'anglais, il pas bal pour manger avant non. Why must I dumb myself down for whatever reason so I can deal with my own people?
Yeah.
I mean, those things need to be spoken. I'm not trying to tarnish the reputation of the people, but I'm
Right.
trying to say, hey, I love you enough to tell you that you look ugly and your breath
Yeah.
kind of stink, and
Yeah,
we need to do
yeah,
something about
yeah.
it. If I didn't love you, I wouldn't say it.
wow.
Yeah.
We need to stop the sugarcoating.
We need to, and then when he does that, you just
You,
make sure
you check
you
yourself.
check yourself.
That's all it is.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
Yeah. Check
You
yourself.
know, so I think that's what it is.
I do.
We're stuck.
No, I don't think we
I don't think
are.
we're stuck.
Because you know what? From what the same thing that you're saying, from my personal experience, I've had some of the well, actually, I can say most of my teachers at the school they're Haitian, and one thing that a lady, one of them said one time to me, and I was so surprised by it. Is like, my husband said that you don't act like Haitian because I'm Haitian, they're Haitian, and she's like, well, sometimes you go work and then the Haitian is the owner and things like that. Not only they don't respect you, and they do whatever they want with you because you're Haitian, and she's like, even though you know everything and things like that, you do not. I'm like, well, before I'm Haitian, I'm a Christian.
There you go.
So it's not even a matter of being in the culture, but it's also treating you as a human being.
As
But
a
I
human
think we
being.
always
Exactly.
we always forget that part, and
Exactly.
we put it all on our culture. That's how we live. I know you, whatever. No,
You got to understand, we have so many of us. In order for us to feel some kind of humanity, we must find someone to humiliate.
To humiliate.
It's the
And
insecurity.
yes, pour ka konnen fòm jwen nou nek ki pa gen machin pou di mon chè se piéton ye, moi gen machin pou m senti m sa.
machin pou m
Même
senti
quand on
bien.
oublie son
That's
bicyclette,
true.
mais
There are
gali même la
people like
machin pou di
that.
mon chè son piéton ye. Nek ki a
Sad.
sou bicyclette la, the one that has a little Bogota,
Yeah.
li pa même gen Colombie même, non tout pays ya non, if you don't, I don't think you get. Li gon ti Bogota, m bezon nek ki gon bicyclette pou m di, hey, moi même gen machin.
You have a car.
You see what I'm saying? You need somebody to humiliate
To
in
be
order for you
lower
to
so you can feel
find a sense of
better.
self.
Yeah.
Sad.
You see- before you go, those who said this is going to change, understand this. Let's look at the statistics. How much money of the Haitian national budget that is dedicated to early childhood education?
My
All right,
goodness.
because you said the kids are the next generation. All right, they're going to be your next politician, right? How
That's
much
not even a thing. It's not even
the
a
universities
thing.
that are
It's not a
producing
thing.
Yeah.
the universities that are producing graduates, a lot of them, and I'm not blaming them, they're waiting for a visa to come to
Yeah.
the United States or go to
Yeah.
Chile. Then now you have the Haitian dollars or Haitian good that pays for this guy to go to school.
Yeah.
Now somebody just scoop him up.
Yeah.
Don't pay a penny, and this guy is wasted becoming a dishwasher. Nothing wrong with a dishwasher,
Yeah.
but if I
Right.
was a medical doctor in my country, at least I need to create a path
Yeah. Yeah.
for some success. So who's gonna change it? You're not investing in the future. You're not planting anything. I mean, guys, I'm a very realistic guy. The University of Haiti has no internet.
Woo.
The world is turning
let's
into
say catfish.
electric cars and this and that. We can barely have gas. So we don't make our cars. If the United States turn into electric vehicles, who's gonna make cars for us?
We could still ride the donkeys.
Okay, well, I'm glad you say that. But you told me. But I thought you told me.
Yeah,
But I thought you told me. But I thought you told me that we're moving forward.
Time.
But you see what I'm saying?
Donkey.
You told me that we're moving forward. You told me that we're moving forward.
I know, Patricia, come on.
Hey, we're using a cashless everywhere now. It's a cashless economy.
Yes,
We barely have electricity to process the basic thing.
process the
How
thing.
is it gonna happen? Tell me.
Anyway.
Let's pray for Haiti.
I will not
I'm
pray
just
for
praying
it.
for
I will not
Haiti.
pray for Haiti
Yeah,
because
because God can
because faith without works
is dead.
It's
yes,
dead.
I
is
agree.
nonsense.
That's
I agree.
true.
I will not
agree.
do that.
is-
Let's,
I
is-
refuse that
let's
type
pray
of
for
religion.
ourselves.
Let's pray for
to
ourselves
to
so we
change our
can be better
mentality.
Haitian. We should be
Be
better,
better
Haitian.
Haitian.
Now my blood
Haitians
pressure
in our
is.
community.
Yeah, just raise my
I'm
blood
sorry.
pressure.
No,
time to
this
go.
is a conversation
Sorry.
that needed to be had, but
You know, I think, well, we can close it that way.
in a positive light.
In a positive light. That's my third time trying to close in a positive light.
This is therapy for us.
Let's just try to preserve the good about our community, the
Yeah.
good about our culture, and educate each other.
Yeah.
Educate our sister, even through podcasts like this, having open conversation like this, with our parents, with our sisters and brothers, and things like that. And let's just try to make small changes every day within our community. And also, one thing that I always tell people: make sure that you are representing the Haitian name well wherever you are. I know we already have, like, people say, like, we are hard worker. Yeah. I kind of get offended sometimes too, because I feel like, it's like almost like a slavery, a little tiny bit of it in there. Like, I'm a good worker. Yeah. Thank you. But I also always showing up with excellence, always doing our best, giving best customer service. If you see something else is working in another culture, try to implement it within your own business. Educate yourself and things like that. Don't just associate yourself with, mediocrity and say, "Oh, I'm Haitian, that's how we do things." No, go to a higher level. And don't be afraid of calling yourself a Haitian, but make sure that when you say it, that people see something different. Like,
And don't say you're Haitian if you go out there in Miami walking around with a jupon so pito pa de Haitian because now mess up the reputation of all the Haitians.
Exactly.
If you're doing something crazy,
Exactly.
just please don't say that you're Haitian.
Exactly. And
Try
when
to
you
think
are
so-
successful, and we have the opposite side of
Right.
that.
They
of
don't say
people
they're
who are
Haitian.
successful and
We
they
don't need
don't
them.
want to
That's fine.
acknowledge the
These
fact
are
that
the
they're
MDs.
Haitian.
These are the MDs. Let them be mentally deficient.
I want you to say it.
They're mentally deficient.
Mentally
They're
deficient.
mentally deficient. We don't need them. That's fine.
So do not be mentally deficient Haitians.
Yeah.
Please. Let's just uphold our culture, everything good about it, and represent ourselves well wherever we go. That's the only thing that we can do right now. So we are closing this episode. I mean, he kind of gets, like, we went a little bit down.
No, I think what it is
Midway.
that we have to be realistic, but at the same time also think of, because what you feed your mind kind of have a negative
Exactly.
impact on what you do, right?
Yeah.
So if we're feeding our mind the realistic aspect only and thinking maybe there's no hope, then there's a chance we won't really do anything about it.
Yeah.
About it,
Right,
right?
right,
We won't take
right.
that step that we need to take individually to
Yeah.
maybe hope someday that will pay forward to
We
the
need
next
more than hope.
generation.
Yeah.
We need more than hope. We need to be able, I don't remember who said that, one of the guys. We need to be able to plant a tree knowing that we will not use the shade. I mean, not, meaning
I
that
love
it's
that.
the Haitians do things pour chaque 5 ans pendant l'administration, non, là, simplement.
Yeah.
We need to know that, you know what? I'm gonna plant this tree, but I know the shade that is I'm not gonna be
Yes.
around to enjoy the shade or to enjoy the fruit. And for me,
love that.
you gotta understand this. For me to give you the best, I need to think of you as worthy. So we need to start thinking of our fellow Negro, Haitian Negro. He deserves that.
Deserve that. You deserve that.
He deserves that.
Yeah.
He deserves to send his kid to school as well. He deserves to have a hospital to send his when he gets sick. He deserves it.
Yes. Yes.
Feeling this
But
so
when
much.
when I think that you don't deserve it, then I go like when I give you a little something, I look at you and
give
say
you the
that you should be
worst.
thankful because I give you
I'm
that
giving
little
you
something.
You know what? And I think that's why
Exactly.
we
I
don't
love
support each
that.
other too. Because it's like you see
You
the
don't
Haitian,
think that I deserve
you
the
don't
best.
think I deserve the best. You think
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? It's
Yeah.
sad because it's wow. That
You,
hit me,
you're just close for me.
That
I mean,
hit
every
me.
5 years.
My blood pressure is really
No,
Yeah.
let's lower it a little bit because you said something that just summarized my other 5 years with God. Because every 5 years I go on a deep journey with God, and I felt like this second part of my journey has been that planting a tree that you won't get to enjoy the shade. And I felt like you just summarized my whole thing that I've been studying, of learning. Like, you are building something, but you're not going to be the one enjoying everything
it.
that you are building. But it's still something that's meaningful. You know, you don't have to wait for you to get I think our problem is with delayed gratification. You know,
yeah.
we want the quick reward. We want to get
reward.
paid. But what if you don't get paid? But the generation after you get paid, that's still a good work.
You realize all throughout
that
our history, we always come together to fight against some type of
Enemy.
oppression.
Oppression. Yeah.
When
good at fighting.
when the success
We're good.
when
We're
the
good
success
at fighting. Don't fight us.
when the success comes, we cannot
Celebrate.
celebrate it or deal with it. That's the reason why we do l'union fait la force. There's a difference between unity and union. Okay? We form an alliance so we can fight slavery.
Fight slavery, but
We form an
then
alliance so we can fight Jean-Claude Duvalier, Papa Doc, and Baby Doc, and all
to
this
fighting,
stuff.
right. We can
We
come
formed
together.
that alliance, but I don't like
But
you.
we don't like you.
But we just have a common enemy. Since we can use our AK-47 to kill that common enemy, then we're gonna form that alliance. Union is a different thing. Union and unity are two different things.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
If you don't believe me, put salt and sugar together. You'll see the difference when you put oil and water together.
Right.
That oil just kind of stay there.
Just stay wherever it
whatever,
is.
but you mix the sugar and the salt. That we are just I am you, you are me type of thing with that.
Right. So we need to start celebrating each other.
Yeah.
Maybe one unlearning tip that we can leave with you today is to start celebrating your brothers, your Haitian brothers and sisters. Don't be jealous of them. Do not judge them for the things that they're doing wrong. If you can do better, you do better. But at the same time, let's just celebrate each other in the small win. And that goes with sharing this podcast with your community.
I love it. Nice plug.
And let's spread the joy and mind your wellness, people, because it's your business.
It's your business.
Thank you.
Thank you.